This is the drive home with
Zac
and TT for the Millwall drive home. Driving home from the Stadium of Light. I nearly said from the Den. It's definitely not the Den. We're finished. Sunderland 0.
Millwall 1.
Yes. Thank you very much, Sir Neil Harris. We're staying up. And 2 months ago, before the Southampton game, I didn't think that was going to be a possibility. I thought we were going down. I thought that, we couldn't win games at home, or we weren't winning games, but we certainly weren't winning at home. To have, that result at Southampton, the first game under Neil, and then, we've had a little bit of a dip, but then to win the last 3 with 2 massive home performances, and to do what we did today, dug in, battled, time wasted. We don't normally do that, Millwall, but don't get me wrong, we got paid for it because we had 7 minutes injury time, which doesn't ever happen if we're 1-0 down and the other team's time wasting. But if you're time wasting, you're going to run the risk of ref adding it on. But to see us get over the line, it was a good away end to be in at the end. 691 of us up there. It's a long way. It's a long way away. Sunderland players, to be fair to them, were pretty much on the beach. They were already on holiday. I think they've started their post-season. A lot of possession from Sunderland today. A lot of drive, but ultimately, they never really look like scoring a goal. And they've got some good players. Jack Clark's one of the best wingers, but
Leonard's the best right back.
Yeah, Ryan Leonard is something special, and he really did pocket him today. And we'll talk about the key events of the match. But if you don't mind, stick a like on the video. We really appreciate. Can we get it over 200 likes? I think that's I think that's a realistic goal. Get yourself subscribed to the Millwall Drive Home. We're nearing 3,000. I don't think we're going to do it for the end of the season. But it'll be a championship season nonetheless, with Portsmouth, Derby looking like they're coming up. It's going to be a tough one again, but we'll talk about that after the end of the season. We'll talk about today's game because it's worth talking about. We started off with 2 changes. Sarkic in goal, Danny Mack at left back, Ryan Leonard at right back, Tanganga and Cooper in the middle, Casper Denor coming in with George Saville alongside him. It was Longman on the right, Honeyman on the left, although they switched wings halfway through. They might have actually started on the opposite wing. Fleming in behind Michael Obafemi. Let's be serious, right? Both teams didn't create very, very, very few chances in the game. It was all defensive work from the Lions. Sunderland had a lot of possession around the back and created very little. They did create one big chance in the first half, a corner. Really the only poor bit of defending in the entire match from the Lions, to leave Ballard unmarked. I think it actually might have been a header from someone else that went to Ballard, and then Ballard had a free header and inexcusably put the ball over the bar. I quite like Dan Ballard, but he kind of lost his head against us today in the second half, and we'll go into that. But the other, we had one chance with Obafemi, but it was only at the near post and easily dealt with. I think it was blocked away. But the big talking point in the game, Jack Clark's in the first half. Jack Clark is booked for pulling back. I think he was pulling back. It was quite a weak booking, I thought, to be fair, for the first one.
Didn't we go on the attack and he just stopped someone and then it was played on and then...
But the first one, yeah, the first booking. But the second one, that the ref has bottled. There's no getting around it. And funny enough, I was saying to Zac before the challenge happened that we could do with him getting sent off. If he gets a booking, he's liable for a late tackle and putting his foot through, and it's exactly what he did about 10 minutes after I said it to Zac. And he's gone through on Saville. He's over on the ball. Saville's got there first, cleared the ball away, and Jack Clark's followed through. And it's not a red card, but it's most certainly a yellow card, and he should have been off. And the refs absolutely let him get away with one there, and that potentially would have made it easier because, like I said, Sunderland did keep the ball well without really threatening with it. They put a lot of balls into the box. What we did really well today was our one-on-one defending out wide. Danny McNamara was excellent, and Ryan Leonard was absolutely superb. And then, Tanganga and Cooper with Denor and Saville, anything that came into the box they dealt with really well. And that's, Sarkic did what he needed to do. A couple of, P-roller shots, I think, in the second half. So we'll move on to the second half. And like I said, there was one amazing block where the ball come across the box and Danny McNamara from absolutely nowhere has put his body on the line to block it. I think Sav might have made a block and Cooper's made a block as well. It was, an epitome of a Millwall side. Are we playing good football? No. Do we look calm in possession? No. Are we creating too many chances? No. But at least we're looking more structured at the back, more able to defend, and clean sheets gets you points. It's as simple as that. Obviously, you can win games, but you're guaranteed a point if you keep a clean sheet. And like I said, I didn't really feel like we were going to concede. And the goal comes from, tireless work rate, a fantastic challenge on the halfway line on the right side by Ryan Leonard. He goes in, wins the ball off of Clark, lays it off to Saville.
No, it didn't actually win it off of Clark. He was kind of pulling Clark back a little bit, but Clark gets it away before he eventually dives down.
Was it another player that he got
the other player tried to run down the wing. Leonard puts in a very, very strong challenge on him, and it falls to Saville, who plays a beautiful through ball to Ryan Longman, who whips in front post, and Duncan Watmore, the ex-Sunderland player, gets a brilliant
flicked finish.
Yeah,
and it was a really good goal, to be fair. The one bit of quality but from both teams in the match, which you need. It's all well and good having a load of possession, but it was quick movement. Like Zac said, it was a lovely ball by Longman straight across the box, and Watmore's done excellent to get in front of the player at the back post. He kind of comes across and nearly towards the near post from the left hand side, flicks it, hits it past the goalkeeper. He just doesn't. The big thing is there's pace on the ball from Longman, and I'll say now, while I've mentioned him, Longman, I was very, very critical of. I really couldn't. To be fair, I'm sure many Millwall fans are, but we've obviously got a forum as such to be able to air our opinions, and I was not a fan of Longman at all. I didn't think he offered since he scored the goal against Leicester. The last three performances, he's been excellent. He's been more composed on the ball. He seems to have his end product seems to be better. Obviously, the goal at Leicester's a one-off, but he's cutting in more. He's more calm in possession. He
isn't trying too much.
Yeah, and I think that's the key. I think he seems to be more settled. It's like he feels like he deserves to be there. And it sounds silly because you'd think all professional footballers would do, but obviously that's not the case. And he now does feel it, and it's showing in his performances. And Watmore, that's 2 goals in 2 games. Obviously scored the last one. Fortunately, he didn't take his top off because I didn't have my sunglasses on at the den on last Saturday, and I'm still covering from the glare from his pasty white body with the sun reflecting off of it. So he fortunately kept his shirt on today, but it was a lovely finish from him. And after that, like I said, Sunderland had a lot of possession without really creating anything. The one thing they did create was, to be fair, again, a bad decision from Saville, trying to win the ball in the 6th minute of 7 added on. Like I said, we
haven't talked about the Ballard situation yet.
Oh yeah, so we'll say before that chance. So Fleming's gone in for a tackle. Not really. I don't think it was a naughty challenge.
I'd say it's probably a booking because he's gone in quite rough on Ballard and just bodied him out of the way, but it wasn't really fair. But then Ballard's got up and just shoved Fleming to the ground. Well, he didn't really shove him. He just took him down.
Yeah, it was like a rugby tackle, weren't it? Which, normally that's given as a red card. I don't, whether you want to see red cards for that kind of stuff or not is another thing. But like I said,
the refs bottled 2 red cards in that game.
Yeah. Well, the first one definitely. The second one you've seen them given, certainly against us. Would I have wanted one of our players? Would I have wanted him to be sent off? Probably not. But like I said, we've seen them go, and the refs decided not to give it. So if Ballard stayed on the pitch, not that it made much difference because he didn't really do anything in the box. There was one where one corner that came off I think Danny Mack cleared it, and the goalkeeper was up from a corner and put it wide. I think Sunderland had a lot of corners today without really creating us too much.
I think they had 13 or 14 today.
They had a lot of corners. And then the free kick comes, like I said, Saville tries to win the ball in the 6th minute of 7 minutes of added time. You knew that was the game, so everyone's in the away end thinking, please don't go in. I think we were pretty much safe because Huddersfield were getting absolutely battered, so even the point would have been enough to stay up. But you don't drive all that way to be happy with a point. And it kind of summed up Sunderland's performance, to be fair. It was kind of played across the box and he smashed it over the bar. It was a horrendous free kick and we celebrated it like we'd scored. I think Sarkic then takes his time a little bit with a goal kick, kicks it into play, and the full-time whistle is blown and the players come over and celebrate with us. And
they do the huddle outside, and it was just, it felt like a really togetherness in the away end. Yeah,
it did. It felt like we were all in it together, and when the fans and the players on the pitch are pulling in the right direction, we're a formidable force in the Championship because, like I said, 691 fans today. We weren't loud the whole game. There's no getting around it. It was pockets of times where we sung, but when we did sing, we sung pretty loudly. And certainly once we took the lead, the old adage, you sing when we're winning. Well, we did, and I think it helped the players get over the line, gave us the belief, and we ended up giving the players the belief. So
yeah, there was one Mert that went on for like 5 minutes, and then a great no one likes us after it. So yeah,
it was a good away end to be in. Who's your man of the match?
Leonard, all day long. Leonard. He starts the attack for the first goal, and just you don't pocket Jack Clarke every game, and he did, to be fair, at the Denny, give away a penalty that should never have been a penalty. So both games against Jack Clarke, Leonard has silenced him, and I just think one-on-one defending is probably one of the best in the league.
He's shown it.
Yeah,
he's shown it.
Mavididi and Jack Clarke, the two best wingers in the league, couldn't get round him. So,
and Dewsbury Hall when he came over to this side. So yeah, he's done really well. Ryan Leonard, obviously an absolute shoe-in for the player of the season. I've got to give a special mention to Danny McNamara on the other side. I thought he was excellent today.
His slide tackles are so brave.
Yeah, going forward, Danny Mac, it's not the strongest part of his game, but defensively, there aren't many better one-on-one defenders in the Championship than Danny Mack, and I say that with all honesty. He's battled, he cares, he gets stuck in, and it was a really good performance from him. And that's what we needed. We needed the 3 points. We got the 3 points. We're staying in the Championship next year, and we've got 3.5 hours left of this drive down the A1. But it's a lot happier with 3 points. It's we haven't had many great away wins for a few years. Over a few years, we don't win many away. But to go away to Sunderland, I was going to say Southampton, we did that as well, didn't we? But to go away to Sunderland and pick up all 3 points is very special. A special mention to Neil Harris for what he's done, keeping us in the division, because, like I said, we were going down under Joe Edwards, and I have no doubt about that. But let's end on a positive. Thank you very much for watching the Mill Drive Home. We'll see you next Saturday on the drive home from Plymouth. There's only one way we can end it. No one likes us.
We don't care.
Yes, come on.